In this video, I wanted to review a super investor by the name of Pat Dorsey. And I've covered Pat Dorsey on my channel before. It's the super investor that I probably have number one on my list of investors that I try to follow and I try to learn from. And the reason for it is there's a lot to learn from Pat Dorsey. He has made his approach public. He's published books. He's given speeches. He's not an overly popular guy. I mean, there's some more popular investors like Warren Buffett, of course, and Bill Ackman tends to make a splash. But when I look at the performance of Pat Dorsey, it's excellent. When I look at the investments that he makes, excellent. And he's made some investments in the last 12 months that have just been genius, just excellent investments. So I wanted to go through and just review what Pat Dorsey has been up to and see if I can learn something new from Pat Dorsey and maybe get into an investment or two based on what he's doing. Performance. Pat Dorsey is always ranked near the top of the performance stack. Here, the best performing super investors are listed. A couple of names that I've never heard of, like Michael Price, boy, he's really killing it. And Cliff Sawson, he's doing really well. Then here's Pat Dorsey. And oftentimes you find Pat Dorsey near the top. Again, he's not an overly public guy. He's probably runs a smaller portfolio, but really successful. And Pat Dorsey was an analyst prior to becoming a hedge fund manager, and he also provided a lot of advice to high net worth investors. So he really has an analytical mind. Let's take a look at his trades. So his top holding right now is Meta, and I think it's because Meta has really gone up in value. He's gotten into AutoZone. I don't quite understand that one, but hey, he's going to have a couple stocks that I'm not going to be interested in. Alphabet, Wix, which is a smaller computer programming service company. It's done okay. Take a look at it. PayPal, which is really coming back. And I own Meta, Alphabet, PayPal, by the way. Danaher, which is more of an industrial. This one hasn't done so well. Smartsheet's done okay. It's a very small software company. Sprout Social hasn't done all that great. And that is a small social company. Upwork is an investment that I've started to get into. It's good to see that he's in it as well. Herc Holdings, they rent equipment and so forth. This one is a little bit of a surprise, but he really is doing well with this investment. This company has gone up really nicely. And then other notable names, Des Pagar, this one's really done well. And he was really smart and genius to get in and get out. And not listed on this list, which is probably his most genius move, is AppLovin. He got in and he got out. So he got in roughly about a year ago and he sold. And AppLovin's been most recently really going down. But AppLovin has been just a real rocket ship of appreciation. And he was smart enough to get in and get out. Really, really genius move. He had a great return on that investment. Trade Desk, another genius move. And the reason I say it is he got in, he made a very good appreciation, and then he got out. Trade Desk has been selling off. And of course, he's in Meta, which, that one's obviously a very smart move. Meta's been performing great for 2.5 years. And in 2025, it's doing really well. So you can see that this guy really knows what he's doing. He's really making a lot of money for his investors. And that's why I follow Pat Dorsey. Now, you don't have to be perfect to make a lot of money investing in stocks. And Pat Dorsey has had a couple of stocks that didn't make a whole lot of money, and they actually lost money. First example is he lost money on Walt Disney, and understood. I haven't liked Walt Disney stock. I've never bought it, so never liked it. Roku didn't go his way. Interesting. PayPal, I know that PayPal really dropped after 2022 or in 2022. It really dropped and didn't come back with the rest of the market up until recently. And he lost some money there. Sprout Social, he lost some money. And those are some examples of where even a great investor like Pat Dorsey, he just needs the winners to really make so much appreciation that he could have a couple losers and still be wildly successful. So once again, looking at Pat Dorsey's portfolio and just keeping up with Pat Dorsey, I feel is giving me some insight that I could be a little better at investing here in 2025. I've taken away a list of 7 stocks that I'm going to look into more closely and see if one of those 7 or maybe a couple are a good investment. Pat Dorsey has been really successful in the last 12 months and really over the last 20 years, and his track record is really, really solid. So this is the one investor that I really follow closely and really am influenced by. Other super investors are great, but I'm not quite sure, about their investments at all times. And some of them, I think, are a little too public and really spend more time becoming celebrities rather than really showing that they're really dominating based on performance. Pat Dorsey, on the other hand, he's rather quiet and he's more of like a textbook investor that just crushes the market. But not a lot of people cover him, I think, because he doesn't offer himself up to do a lot of press, which is fine. I'll continue to seek out his information and learn from it. So I hope you found my video interesting on Pat Dorsey. I encourage you to read his book. I found it to be really good. It's probably my favorite book now. I think over time, investing evolves. Investing 30 years ago, very different than investing today. 30 years ago, you paid a lot for trades. You didn't have computer access to just endless information. And today you do. And Pat Dorsey also recognizes that the economy has changed in the United States. We're not a manufacturer of goods. We are a creator of ideas in the United States. And he really capitalizes on the new types of businesses that are out there and how they're very profitable. And what he looks for is quite insightful. So I encourage you to read his book, understand how he looks for companies. And in fact, I'm going to probably read his book all over again. I'm willing to bet that I'm going to either relearn or just learn something new from reading it one more time. So I hope you found my video interesting on Pat Dorsey and appreciate you watching.